Hi, welcome to another participant session with VAGREIN. I'm super excited for you to see what's coming up. So this particular session was recorded with a participant and it was on quite a sensitive topic. The participant generously decided to share this in the hopes that if this particular theme has touched you or your life, that you could get some relief from the energies that she was feeling.
So I was hoping you could clear up some confusion that I'm having about my son and his decision to end his physical life. My question arose um, due to a recent discussion with a teacher claiming that souls who choose to terminate their life would not have done so due to a soul contract. And I was just wondering, is it possible that a soul has a soul contract to terminate their life early, maybe based upon knowing that they came here with a very difficult challenge and that that was a possibility to exit if they needed?
So your teacher is accurate in one way, but it is also accurate to say that one is writing their soul contract in each moment of their physical life in conjunction with their higher self, in conjunction with the all that is, and in the perfection of all of those elements. Therefore, no, it is not the case that anything, whether it be the decision of the way in which you will exit this experience, or it be any occurrence that occurs within the experience, none of it is written down beforehand, and simultaneously the potentials and the likelihood of certain things occurring are consistently available to a being who has chosen certain themes. So you are correct in that in choosing difficult themes, there will always be the higher likelihood of choices being made along those themes that might lead to someone deciding to end their own life. Likewise, it does not mean that that was predestined. And in the case of your teacher sharing that, no, it is not a soul contract, it is not likely that that was something arranged much in advance of it occurring, or the original thoughts that stimulate the occurrence of that particular action. We will also say that there is nothing that can occur in a experience that is not in soul contract with all other things that it impacts within experiencing in general. Therefore, the relationship or the contract that you had with this being includes everything that has occurred for and with you as result of them leaving this world or leaving this physical experience in the ways that they did. And it means that you are in soul contract with that occurrence as well. Can you elaborate on why this particular perspective on what has occurred was bothering you? Because that is of more interest for your own growth than whether or not this other teacher or being had the full perspective on this particular topic.
Yes, I think I can do that. I think it leaves me feeling, uh, gosh, it leaves me feeling like his decision, somehow was wrong, I guess. Or maybe I'm more concerned with trying to stand up for him, he has a right to leave, and the other part of this was this teacher also said that he would have to come back and repeat this life because he has incurred karma that would force him to have to come back to earth and repeat. And it made me feel like he was being judged to for his decision. And I feel like maybe behind it mostly is it that I felt like anger maybe that if God was merciful, that God wouldn't force any being to come back and repeat this challenge, and just because they so-called failed the first time. So that's kind of where it's coming from. Does that make sense?
It does, and it is common in that much of your world thought leaders or religions do propose this as what is perceived of as truth, but there's a misinterpretation of this particular topic in that there is no one that is judging you, and each religion does tend to put a figurehead that does have preference into their folklore or mysticism. We are not saying that there is no source energy or no all that is, or even God, if that is the word you would so choose to describe the energy that does create the beautiful dance that is your existence, both physical and non-physical. But the teachings of karma, or the teachings of reincarnation, or the teachings of punishment by means of a God that does believe itself to have more wisdom than you on your free will journeys is not entirely accurate. That does not mean it is not accurate for those whom would teach it. That does not mean it is not accurate for those who would accept those particular teachings. As all is available to each and every one of you, there are indeed very many beings on this planet who do believe in these particular rules or laws that are passed down generation to generation about what is the occurrence if one does end their own life and take on that particular experience from a first-hand basis. But there are also, and is also, the opportunity for you to, in this contrast of someone proposing the energy or a story that does not feel in alignment for you, to cement even further your own beliefs, and beyond beliefs, knowing, because you do feel that benevolence, you do feel that acceptance, and you do feel that aspect of all is well. The other reason perhaps why anger is arising is because with this person's explanation and with this person telling you that you were wrong about the ways that you were currently feeling about the situation, not only are you afraid that they were judging your beloved, but you are also feeling that they are taking away something from you, which indeed is your state of well-being and alignment with what you know to be the truth within yourself. It does not need to be the truth within another being, because the truth is 100% directed by your own perception of what is. When you find that truth that within you feels correct and does feel in resonance and alignment with the being that you are, you no longer need to take into account anyone else's truth, and you do not need to rage against them. But you can simply accept that their perspective on this thing, perhaps, time will tell, does serve them, and yet does not serve you. Choose what serves you in the same way you would choose the correct tool for the correct job in your home. If you were repairing a pipe and this other person was repairing a window, you would need different tools to do so. It might seem that there's still a thing to repair in the house, but if you are talking about something so boldly or broadly as someone taking their own life and not analyzing whether or not it is a pipe situation or a window situation, how can you even be imagining to be speaking of the same thing? Also, this teacher does not know if the reality of existence is the case for your son and everyone else that has ever had this experience, or if your son is the exception. When people blanketly proclaim that something is the truth, what they are doing is saying that they do not have an open mind to the expansion of all that is. What if your son was the first being who does not need to go into a reincarnation cycle?
Wow, this has been very, very helpful. And I feel more relaxed already. I think I knew this within
You
myself.
did.
I feel like I was just holding them to a higher standard. Like I had them on a pedestal as far as knowledge or knowing, and this confused me. So I I do feel better now.
And
And
the
which probably makes
teachers that you have met, their perspective on one topic does not negate their perspective on other topics. Why is this? This is because it does not matter the source of information. It does not matter the source of wisdom. Why does it not matter? Because you in yourself have a tuning fork that will resonate with what is correct for you and will allow you to let go of everything that is not. So if for 6 days someone tells you wonderful things that resonate with you, wonderful. And then if on the 7th day they say something that is completely against what you are believing in, great. Take what you like and regard the rest as surplus, unnecessary for you to take on. Then you can decide for yourself, does it feel correct for me to interact with these beings still, even though there is a difference of opinion on this thing or that thing? And do not disregard the entire teaching or the entire piece of information because of one thing that someone has said. Because the truth is that would be the discarding of the baby with the bathwater. There is benefit in everything you are offered. And the benefit in this additional piece is also this teaching for you that you do not need to ever again put anyone on a pedestal. You are the teacher. They are offering you the lessons that you yourself will teach yourself.
Wonderful. I think that's fantastic. I don't even know if I need to ask this other question, because the other question was related to another part of their teaching that I don't resonate with. I'll just throw it out there to see what you think.
Yes?
The claim was that my grief could keep him stuck in a fourth dimension. Also, perhaps it would only take a certain amount of, maybe kind of like a purgatory. It felt like that to me because my religious upbringing, that maybe it would take a certain number of prayers by certain people to remove him from that fourth dimension. And I don't know what dimension he is in. I don't know if being in the fourth dimension is a bad thing. That's a judgment thing, and I'm sure, do you have any thoughts on that?
Well, yes, your grief is yours because it is part of your barometer in order for you to have the experience that you would have to let go of anything that does not serve you. Grief is often connected to beliefs of something ending, beliefs of being alone, beliefs of losing connection. Therefore, it is accurate for it to be there in order to inform you that none of these things are true. If there's a teaching that is adding in some sort of procedure, some sort of rules and regulations as to how you could impact, influence, or manage, control the experience of another being, in this case, this soul or this non-physical being, well then, is that not giving a lot of importance to your human presence when, as you know, you are simultaneously physical and non-physical in this now moment? What about you being physical has authority over another being's non-physicalness? It is not possible for you to, if you let go of a belief like this, to have the experience of it being your responsibility to do this, that, or the other thing for them to have their soul journey. In the releasing of these ideas that there is some sort of spell casting that is occurring, and though we are not saying that magic is not possible, or that manifestation or that spell casting in itself is not something that is real for those who participate within it, but if it does not feel good, that you must now go to some being or other and perform rituals and intentions, and that you must suppress your grief or ignore it or rush it through its processing, then it is not serving you at all to hold this belief. And we know that this is the case for you, as you also felt the dissonance about this teaching for you. You can hear a myriad of different perspectives within this world in this now moment. You are actually being shown in first-hand account how extreme the differences are between the perceptions of good and evil, how extreme the differences are between the perceptions of right and wrong. You have a world in this now moment that is offering the yin and the yang to you for you to choose. If you are to choose anything that does not feel resonant with you, nothing occurs. Of course, there's no penalty for that, except the fact that you are taking the longer, more winding road to get to where you already are when you are in resonance with yourself.
Thank you.
We thank
That
you.
makes total sense. Yes, that makes total sense. Do you have any advice for my guidance on any next steps for me?
You are very much being guided on your next steps and are much more astute at listening to that guidance. Therefore, anything that we were to say would simply either be reinforcement of what you are already hearing and secondary to the authority that is within you. Therefore, we will say only good job, and that you will have that joy and excitement as your journey continues.
Perfect. I appreciate it. And I want to thank you. This has been very, very helpful. And I'm already feeling so much calmer and reassured.
We
And
thank you.
so thank you. And we can bring Jessie back.
Yes, and we leave you, as always, with the light and the love of 1,000 suns. A nine nine.
Thank you. And I
Thank you for watching this. Thank you for watching this channeling all the way through. I hope that you felt some level of relief and understanding and learned something from this particular transmission as well. Vagrian is always offering the knowing that it is only your own inner guidance that is important for your particular theme, and that to find the things that feel good, the beliefs that feel good, and the ones that serve you is part of the game of being human. Please make sure to like this video if you like this video, and to leave a comment below to say hello. I would also really appreciate your subscription to this video, and if you do, you'll get notified when there are new videos available, new topics, new live events, and everything else that's coming through with me and Vagrian. I hope you have the most amazing day. Bye-bye.